As a jewelry designer and enthusiast, it's my responsibility to really understand what it is that I'm working with, how to take care of it, what its properties are. Today we are going to be focusing on silver. Silver is a beautiful metal that I have long had a relationship with, and I took a long time to really understand how to take care of it. If you too are in this situation, then stick around, because today we are going to be covering the properties of silver as well as a few simple tips for taking care of it. Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Gibson with Kaleidoscopes and Polka Dots, where I sell handmade vintage-inspired jewelry for the soul who's in love with the past, wholeheartedly lives in the present, and embraces the future. If you enjoy videos relating to vintage fashion, jewelry, and books, then please hit that subscribe button and that notification icon so that you never miss a video. I think I mentioned this, but silver was my first love. Growing up in Las Vegas, Nevada, silver jewelry is readily accessible everywhere you go. I developed a fondness for it at an early age, and I would often ask my mom for presents that entailed silver necklaces and rings. I had quite a collection of these items as they were so accessible and affordable. Now, the thing is, they would often tarnish, and as a little girl, I didn't understand how to really take care of these products, and therefore they would fall by the wayside, get lost, end up in a box, and I would just forget about them. I think that's heartbreaking. Jewelry is meant to be worn, it's meant to be loved and appreciated, and if you're not wearing it, then maybe consider passing it on to somebody who will really appreciate it and love it. I wish I had done that. I know I did salvage a few of them. I have a box. One day I will go over some of my most prized possessions, jewelry that I hoarded as a little kid. The reason that I'm making this video is because I really want to help anybody who has a fondness for silver but doesn't really understand why it is that their silver always seems to tarnish. Are they doing something wrong? Is there something that they could be doing? Do they need to understand something? Yeah, you do. Obviously. You're watching this video, and thank you for that, by the way. Without further ado, let's talk about silver. So what is silver? And what silver am I talking about? I'm talking about silver in its purest form. Silver in its purest form is an element. It cannot be broken down into any other elements. It's not a compound. Its chemical symbol is Ag, and its atomic number is 47. Next, let's talk about its density, how hard it is, or how soft it is. Silver in its purest form is not hard. It is a soft solid. On the Mohs hardness scale, a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the softest, 10 being the hardest, it is categorized as a 3. That is really dang soft. The Mohs hardness scale was developed in 1812 by Friedrich Mohs, a German mineralogist. This scale is used to test the hardness of a mineral in question with a known mineral whose hardness has already been tested and documented. The way it's done is that the known mineral is purposefully used to scratch the unknown mineral, and then if it does scratch it, then that means that the unknown is actually softer than the known. So obviously, being that it's categorized as number 3, silver tends to scratch really easily. Now, back to silver. Most silver is identified as sterling silver or 925 sterling silver. Sterling silver, by definition, is an alloy, which is a mixture of a number of different metals. And while 925 sterling silver is 92.5% sterling silver, it is combined with something else, and generally that something else is used to harden it, to increase its durability in order to be a nice silver piece of jewelry. Next, let's talk about whether or not it's hypoallergenic. A lot of silver is deemed hypoallergenic, but is it really? Well, it just depends. It depends on what is combined to make it harder or to increase its durability. If nickel is used, then it's definitely not hypoallergenic. As I noted in my video about earring sensitivity, nickel is generally what causes those of us with earring sensitivity all of the discomfort and irritation. In its elemental form, silver is considered hypoallergenic. But what does that mean? Because there are people who have allergies to silver. The term hypoallergenic, according to Oxford Languages, is defined as relatively unlikely to cause an allergic reaction. Relatively unlikely. So that means that it could cause an allergic reaction, but it's just very unlikely. But this is only in its purest form, and most jewelry is not, could not exist in its purest form. Therefore, it really is up to that 7.5% mixture, because sometimes it is a mixture. It's not just one metal, it's a number of different metals that are used to create the silver jewelry. Unlike mercury or lead, silver is non-toxic to humans. In fact, once upon a time, it was actually used to heal wounds or ulcers. Silver used to be infused into bandages to prevent infection on burn victims and such. Silver is quite amazing on its own, so the fact that it is hypoallergenic is true in most cases. But again, in terms of jewelry, it really depends. And don't we just all love that as a response? It just depends. Did you know that silver was so amazing? With that, how reactive is it? Why does it seem to tarnish so easily? At least that was what I thought. Actually, silver is relatively unreactive. It doesn't combine easily with elements or compounds. Compounds are atoms of different elements that are joined together. When oxygen meets silver, nothing happens. Did you know that? Because that was my assumption for many, many years. What actually forms that tarnish is sulfur. When silver is exposed to sulfur, that's when the tarnishing process begins. Dun dun dun! Silver sulfide is actually what you see as the tarnish on your silver jewelry. Sulfur is often found in the air in combination with other things. And when that touches your silver, that very thick tarnish is created. So how do we prevent tarnishing from happening? Well, in the case of jewelry, the best solution is generally to wipe it clean before putting it away. And when you put it away, to put it away in an airtight container, such as a Ziploc bag. That's probably the most cost-effective. Or a jewelry box, because it's enclosed. It has less of a potential of tarnishing in that environment. But yes, it will still tarnish a little in a jewelry box because there's something there. But there are little carbon squares that are often readily available in jewelry shops that you could just place inside of your jewelry box, and that kind of cancels out the sulfur. I don't exactly know the science of that. There's other tools that are sold in jewelry shops as well, so there are solutions. But if you want to keep costs down and you want to just do something quick now, it's just to wipe your silver jewelry clean before you put it away. Now, there are a number of other DIY cleaning solutions that are often touted out there, and a lot of them include using vinegar and baking soda. But these are acidic. And in the case of baking soda, it's abrasive, and sometimes it's not fully dissolved, and therefore when you go in to brush it with an old toothbrush, which by the way most likely has particles of toothpaste, will scratch your very sensitive silver jewelry. Because again, silver is not very strong, it's very soft, and it's 925 silver. So you don't want to use anything that will scratch it. Not if you want to keep that piece of jewelry in your collection for a very long time in its most pristine condition. Alright, I'm tired. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please give me a like. Also, please subscribe to my newsletter. It is linked in my description box. This is where I communicate on a weekly basis and where I share all of these videos with you. I know YouTube has issues. We all know YouTube has issues. That is the best solution to work around the YouTube thing. Alright guys, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. What other metal would you like me to research? I mean, I really need to research all of them, but I really want to know which metal most interests you. Gold, platinum, titanium, allurium. I think that's a metal. Oh my gosh, I have a headache. Okay, let's go. Thank you for watching.